And I remember coming really close to the first bike, and that stopped, but no one at the bike. And then maybe 10 metres on, what I now know was an ORYX, but is a antelope in a bad way. His head was facing the other way. The horns on it must have been 4 to 5 foot long, dead straight horns. And I just thought, at first, that's just roadkill. That's impressive. And then I came up to 2 other bikes that were 10 metres ahead of that ORYX, and I came to a stop, and Salts and Sam were there. And they looked like just blank. I said, "What's up, boys?" And they said, "He's crashed." What do you mean he's crashed? He said, Tom's crashed. And at first I thought, Tom? What, our Tom? Kind of, from our guy. I said, yeah. And I said, what do you mean? What's he crashed into? And they said the ORYX. So Tom had hit this ORYX at, a fair pace, and was down the road. What must have been 100 meters? Am I kind of exaggerating there, Joe?
I think you're about right.
It was about 100 meters, right? Yeah. So I can see what I think was Joe, yourself, Rowan, and Phil around Tom lying down. And I'm getting a bit emotional now because it's flipping heavy stuff. And I can remember it just being like, all right, so he's probably banged up a little bit. He maybe, grazed or whatnot, and not really realising. And it was all a bit of a blur, but then I can remember Rowan standing up and walking. Now, Rowan Sorrell, who came on the trip, he's cool as a cucumber, isn't he? Nothing fazed him. Yep. Legend of a guy. And he started walking towards me, or towards us as a group. And I remember him saying, Tom's in a bad way, and, this is serious shit. And it was the realisation that we are in the middle of nowhere on a dirt road, middle of nowhere, like hyenas everywhere, whatever, this is serious shit. And he was having breathing problems because we now know that he'd broken ribs, punctured lungs, he'd broken his leg, he'd broken his thumb, he was in a bad, bad way. And I can remember Rowan then walking back because he was kind of taking charge from a medical perspective because of his training and all that, and we all just dispersed. People were crying. People were kind of sat on the side of the road. It was just the heaviest moment I'd seen ever.